Good afternoon, everyone. Please, can you let me know if you can hear me? Hi, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good
Thank you
afternoon.
very much. Good afternoon, please. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are we all doing today?
We're doing
Welcome.
fine.
Oh, thank you very much, Faith. Thank you.
Fine,
Welcome to
thank you.
Tech Prize Africa 2.0. It's really so nice to have each and everyone here. Thank you all for joining. And I'm sure like we are all so excited to be here. I hope I'm not wrong. I can't be the only one excited. Thank you. Thank you, Olamide. Okay. My name is Oluwadarasimi, and I am the host for this exciting event. We are all thrilled to have you all join us for 2 days of learning, networking, growth, right? So we are all excited to have you join us today. And we'll start by appreciating Terra Learning for organizing this impactful gathering. For those who are new, Terra Learning is a platform that empowers learners with tech knowledge and skills through engaging and practical online courses. If you haven't explored our platform yet, you can visit terrahq.co via the chat box. It will be written on chat box, so you can click on the link to visit Terra Learning. You can also register by the link also, right? So we'll go into our event, and I can see more people joining in. Thank you all for joining us today. Tech Rise Africa was created to bridge the gap for tech entities, beginners, and professionals alike. So whether you are new to tech or you're looking to improve your skills, this space is where ideas meet innovative solution and dreams becomes gold. Over the next 2 days, we'll hear from seasoned professionals in data analytics, product management, software engineering, content creation, and more. And yes, something very exciting and also very interesting, right? Did we all know that African's tech ecosystem is growing at an annual rate of 46%? So this makes it one of the fastest growing tech hubs in the world. So by learning tech skills now, you are not just joining the wave, you're also part of the revolution. So I'm certain that we are all excited to be here. So not to waste much time, we'll kick things off with our first section. So joining us is the talented Emmanuel Bassey, a data analytics expert with years of experience in transforming raw data into business insights. So get ready to learn how to uncover trends, solve problems, and make data-driven decisions. So join me all in welcoming Emmanuel.
Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon, all my bosses at Terra Learning. I hope we are all doing very well. Okay, so I think I'll just like to maybe just share my screen I'll just share my video for you. Okay, all right. It is even angry by itself. The video doesn't want to show. Okay. Uh, okay, I don't know if it's showing now.
No, it's
Uh,
not. It's not showing. Okay, I can
okay.
see you now.
All right. Sorry, my face is a bit rough, and there's been too much activities recently. All right. So, good afternoon, everyone. And trust we are all doing well. So, my name is Emmanuel Bassey, and I live in the beautiful city of Calabar. So, first of all, I'd like to invite you all to come and spend all of you that have tech money, come and spend it in Calabar. All right. We are here ready to welcome you. I know you already know what's happening this Christmas, right? So make sure you're in Calabar. So that's like a free advert for the Cross River State government. So they need to pay me for that. All right. So if you're excited to be here, please can I just see it on the chat box? Um, if you're excited to be here, let me just see it on the chat box. How are you? Good afternoon. How is work? All right. Good to see Faith. Awesome. Good to see Chibuke. Adekunle, Richard. Okay. All right. So we are already 6 minutes into this. So I want to have a more like a conversation with I want to have more like a conversational kind of stuff. So as you have questions, please make sure that you can just raise your hands up, and once it's time for questions, I'll be able to take all your questions. So I'm just going to keep my presentation short. So I decided not to go with the scripts today so that I can stop at any particular time. I'm not forced to follow the regular trends of using a slide today. So I just want to have a conversation. So my conversation today is going to be on data analytics. Is data analytics still a career path? Because everyone seems to be learning data analytics right now, right? Everybody, everywhere you go, what are you doing right now? Everybody's learning data analytics. So is data analytics still a career path for the future, or is data analytics and technically an outdated career? So I want to have some arguments right there. So first of all, for people who are beginners, because I know we have every level of persons on this call today. So please permit me to just put up my video so that I can concentrate. When I look at myself, most times it tracks me. So I'll just put up my video so that I can concentrate, and then we'll just flow. So say that data analytics is a growing field. First of all, you need to understand that data analytics is a growing field with a high demand for data analysts. So it can be a good career choice for people. And for some reason, for some people could also consider to have data analytics as a full-time career. So I'm just going to take a moment and pause there to introduce myself and make you understand my journey, where I am, how I started, and where I am in my journey. So about 4 years ago, I was still working in a church office and earning a little amount of money. And one day I decided to use the 45,000 naira to pay for a course, a data course. And that course basically just changed my life. All right. So how did that course change my life? 3 months after learning that data analytics course, I had one of the biggest opportunities in life. I was to move to another city just around me in Rio. And then I've never trained before in my life, So, but all I needed to do is that they knew that I had learned this thing. I was making noise about it, and they gave me that opportunity. So I went with a support trainer. All right, they gave me a support trainer who had experience in holding the crowd and all that. So I went to you to train some staffs of the defunct DPR, Department of Petroleum Resources, then that we had then. I think about 2020, that happened in about 2020. And after then, I just kept learning, and then I kept building and building on that. So I've noticed one of the trends. I work more like a freelance data analyst. I rarely stay too long with organizations. All right, I work more like a freelance data analyst. And then recently, I've noticed that one of the things that data analytics has offered me is that it gives you the flexibility for you to jump many hats, for you to wear many hats, for you to be able to also jump many roles. So recently, I work with an organization called Green Innovation Hub. Green Innovation Hub is a hub that we have here in Cross River State, and I work as the head of operations. And I also work with another organization called Quinance. Quinance is it's a fintech. All right, even though we have different variations of products that we are working on, but core for Quinance itself, Quinance is a fintech. So I also run the operations for Quinance. So you see that my journey hasn't been very, very smooth. It's moved from training to leading operations in major organizations or major startups within the Nigerian ecosystem. And I've also been able to work and deploy the skills with clients in and out of the country. All right, so data analysts are basically guys that are in high demand. One of the things you must always notice is that data analysts are these guys in high demand. If you're considering a career in data, it's fine. There's also competitive salary. There's also, you must have the nudge to be able to creatively solve problems. All right, because problems always, as far as every organization, I'm sure we have heard of something, data everywhere. We have taken a Google course, you always see something, data everywhere. There's a tons and tons of data that are generated every single day in organizations. And because these tons of data are generated, data analysts would always be relevant within organizations. But one of the conversations I like having is that yes, data analysts might be needed in every organization, but there is also a limit to the number of persons within the organization that will need to run a data analytics role. So why am I saying this? Every organization needs a data person, right? But every department also needs a data person. So when you're building your career in data analytics, my advice has always been to people that when you build a career in data analytics, niche it down to an area of expertise that you have. Right now, we have a lot of persons who do data analytics, but we have less of finance analysts. We have less of marketing analysts. So we have less of people who specialize in particular domains, right? So my advice has always been that make sure you're an operations person, you're a human resource personnel who is in the data, who wants to learn data. Do not throw away your human resource expertise. You learned marketing in school. Do not throw away your marketing skills in school, right? Rather, bring in data as something that can help and aid that your marketing, that whatever you're doing in marketing. So one of the things that helps as a data analyst has helped me to thrive as someone in operations, leading operations for organizations, has been my ability to understand data, right? And be able to generate data and use data to be able to make strong decisions. So because before now, most organizations, or till now, a few organizations still make decisions with I hear say, or because I did here, I've been working here for 20 years. So because I've been working here for 20 years, this is how something has always been done. Meanwhile, data is pointing you that a new way has evolved for you to be able to do something. I've been working here for 20 years. We've been paying via check. We've been paying money via check. Meanwhile, data is telling you that you can just do a transfer and you get an instant value rather than just going to deposit a check. You get. So data helps you to be able to optimize your process. And there are tons of data in every organization. Where you are in your life, you generate tons and tons of data every day. How are you using that to be able to influence and improve your living? There's your sleep data. How are you using that data to be able to influence your own life? How are you using that data to be able to influence the things that you do around you? For people who are students, how are you using the data? Your volunteers in organization, how are you using the data within that organization to influence the things? You're leading a team. How are you using that data? How are you generating data within that space to be able to influence the teams that you're leading? So if you want to take data as a full scale career, one of the things you have to look out for is you have to look out for specialization and expertise. So if you want to take it as a full-time career, it's fine, but you must look at things like specialization and expertise. You must specialize. All right. You need to have deep understanding of statistics, programming, and all that. So you need to learn how to specialize. Then there are also a lot of career opportunities. One of the things that data helps us to do is that it gives us that different career opportunities. So things like data analyst, data scientist, you can evolve from a data analyst to a data scientist to a data engineer to a business analyst and all that. So there are a lot of career opportunities, all right, that are out there for you if you want to take data as a full-scale career. There's also things that we call technology growth, as industries basically continue to embrace digital transformations, especially in growing economies like Nigeria. specialized data professionals would be very, very crucial for managing and interpreting this large scale data. Currently, there's a particular job that an organization I work with would have to execute in January, and that has to do with moving from a legacy system into a cloud system. All right, moving data from a legacy system to a cloud system, and that's going to be from a government agency. All right, so you see that recently I've been in lookout for data engineers, data compliance analysts, data guys around cybersecurity that has a good understanding of data. I've been in search of some of those skills, even though we've not been able to fill some of those roles yet. So it means that even governments have seen how important data is, and they are beginning to look at how do we move from legacy traditional systems to systems like the cloud systems, which is going to make the analysis and all that more fluent and efficient. And like I said, this presentation is broken into two. That's if you want to take data for as a full skill career, it's fine. But everyone should also have, the second part is that everyone should also have data skills. Every single person should have data skills. So you can decide to take data as a career, or you can decide to fall among the path of people who just want to have data skills. Because first of all, you need to understand that data is a universal language. All right. Data is a universal language. So in the modern workplace, data is increasingly an integral part of everyday's work for everyone. All right. So the task that you do, whether you're a teacher, you're an engineer, you're a marketer, entrepreneur, anything that you are, you need to understand the fundamentals of data skills. Whether you're a web developer, you need to understand data. You need to understand the analytics that are coming into your system. That's why data literacy is actually becoming one of the very basic computer literacy skills that everyone should have. Then there's also improved decision making. So what are the things that will set you apart is going to be you being able to make decisions. All right, being able to make decisions. Everyone doesn't really have understand data in your office, but you stand out as someone who understands data. You stand out as someone who understands data, so you can make better decisions within your department, having a good understanding of data. Imagine you're a finance person or you're an agricultural person, you're working in the agricultural firm, all right, and you have to now use data to understand the yield within of crops. All right, use data to be able to predict the yields of crops and all that. Yeah. So you're able to use data to be able to predict the yields of crops and all that. Then there's also automation and tools. So one of the things that having understanding of data would help you to do is that it will help you to also it will help you to be a bit more user friendly. All right, when you understand tools like Excel, Tableau, Power BI, or even Google Analytics, they will help you to be able to automate every single thing that happens within you or within the organization. One of the things I've done within our organization is that for every single thing that we do, anything that happens within our space every single day, I have a reporting dashboard that's automates every single thing that we do. All right, within the space. And we are even going to full automation by next year. So I don't have to be present for me to understand the numbers that the business is doing. I don't have to be physically present. All I need to do is that I need to go into the dashboard and then look at the dashboard, then look at the reports, and I can see every single thing from the first day to the current day that I am looking at. You get? So that's one of the things that having data skills would basically enable you to do. So just in conclusion, because we are just already 15:20, so just in conclusion, if you want to take data analytics as a full-scale career, that if you enjoy working with data and want to dive deeply into complex analysis, all right, and pursue a full career in data analytics, this path would provide the opportunity for specialization and also career growth in a rapidly expanding field. So there are new data roles. One of the things you need to understand is that there are new data roles that are created almost every year. Right now we have data governance. Data governance was not a popular role. We have data compliance. All right, governance and compliance are two different roles. So these are roles that are growing, that have just been created, or we've had more awareness about them. I'm sure some of you know about the law that was passed, the data law that was passed in Nigeria, that looks, is it NDPR, and all that. So I'm sure some of you know about that. So we now have data compliance experts, all right, people who are going to guide the data team to know that if the things that they do are based on the based on the laws of that country and all that. Then we also have, for the people who, data skills for everyone. If you are not aiming for a career that is specifically in data, but you recognize its importance, all right, learning data skills is still very, very valuable, because having foundational knowledge of how to work with data empowers you to make better decisions, and they can also enhance your effectiveness in any field. So ultimately, data skills should basically be viewed as both as a specialized career path for those who want to work at an expert level. So a crucial skill that everyone can benefit from acquiring to stay relevant in an increasingly data-driven world. So the whole world right now is ruled by data. So you basically do not have an option than for you to adopt and understand data. So thank you, and listen to your questions.
Thank you, Emmanuel, for such an insightful section. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed the section. I love the part where you had said that if you are in the human resources department, if you are in the marketing department, data is very, very important. So whether you are in the social media department, data is very important. So learning a data skill is very valuable. Thank you so much for that. We can ask our questions now. You can raise your hand or drop it in the chat box. All right, we have few hands raised up. Adekule Israel, would you like to speak? Okay, I don't think Adekule Israel is ready to speak. Ruth Jackson, are you ready to speak now? Okay, I don't think Ruth is also available. Blessing, Blessing
Yes,
Eno,
yes. Thank you.
good
Good evening.
afternoon.
Oh, sorry. Good afternoon. Okay. My question is regarding specialization. Um, Initially, let's say mid last year, I began the roadmap towards building a career in um, data science. So I started learning Python, NumPy, and the rest, SkyPlot. But I have to deviate and go into web. But I was not really concerned because I also knew that um, coding skills will also aid me by the time I'm going back to my data analytics or my data science roadmap. Now, my question is regarding the specialization. Um, how do you specialize? Because I remember in that my pathway in the journey was just pushing you towards coding, visualization, and visualization, yes, and knowing how to analyze the data. But here am I in this meeting, and I'm hearing you talk about specialization. Even though I know there's something called business analytics, and I know I think I've heard financial. Um, yeah, I'm not so sure, but um, what my main question is, how do I structure myself to specialize? Because the previous roadmap I was following was just leading me towards being a data scientist, right? But how do I specialize? And you mentioned some other options. I mean, sound very senior or very intense. I don't know how to place it. So, like, what kind of roadmap? What are the paths? Or where could I go and study? I think that's the right question. Where can I go and study to specialize?
Okay. Thank you so much for your question, Blessing. Um, so I'm going to say it in two ways. Growth happens basically in two ways. Growth happens based on, number one, could be your dedication, and growth happens based on opportunity. So time and chance, or time and opportunity, or however you want to put it, will always happen to everyone. So here I am, went in 2020 to start learning data. I'd never known anywhere in terms of, one of the crazy things about data, understanding data, being a data person, is that data will take you into leadership positions quicker than you expect. It's just the funniest thing around having a career and building a career in data. It will take you into leadership, because from day one, the people that you're relating with are going to be leaders in the industry. So if you're working in an organization, you're presenting your solutions to the leaders of the organization. So you're privy to hearing the things you shouldn't hear. And by force, you're forced to contribute to things that are beyond your level. You get, so those kind of chances happen to people. So when you get into the field, I want to become a data scientist. I want to become a data scientist tomorrow might lead you to doing data engineering. So here is it. Pay attention to, don't follow people. Pay attention to the trends and opportunities that are coming to you. Right. That's the easiest way to discover it. Pay attention to the trends and discovery that are coming to you. So you started learning data science, you're using Python, but you now notice that people are asking you to build pipeline. People are asking you to build pipeline. 2-3 persons have asked you to build a pipeline in a month. Is becoming a pointer that come. It's like people know you for, and when you do it, deliver this job to them, they don't complain, they give you a thumbs up and all that. So it's already showing this is the path that you're supposed to go. I hope you guys know that there's analytical engineering also right now. You get, so that's the path that you're supposed to pick. So the other part is that you can decide to pick a roadmap and say, I'm following this roadmap. All right, I'm following this roadmap to become a data scientist. But if opportunities are not coming in data science, and opportunity is coming in data analytics, please go for data analytics. You get, or if you can't, give yourself 2 years. Always give yourself 2 years. Whatever you're trying to study, always give yourself 2 years. When you give yourself 2 years and then see the opportunities that comes within that 2 years, try as much as possible to push yourself for 2 years if opportunities don't come at all. But if opportunities are coming in one side, please move to that side and begin to become more competent in that side. And that doesn't basically mean that in the next, that doesn't mean that while you're trying to build competence, another opening might not come that might now need to move you from someone who builds, a data engineer who builds pipeline, it's back to a data scientist. So it depends on how, as a data person, one of the key things or strengths that you have is versatility. When I was studying physics in school, people used to say that as physics guys, we are very versatile. We can work anywhere. So they used to give us those whining. The fact that we are better than engineering students, that we are the core of science. They used to whine also. Me, I'm not here to whine you, but I'm just saying that as a data person, you have that versatile, as far as you understand your tools, understand the process and procedures within an industry, you have the ability to adapt and move, all right, and metaphors to other industries. So I don't know if I was able to answer your question. Yeah,
Yes, you did. Thank you so much. You
you're
answered it
welcome.
clearly.
Okay, sir.
All right. We have a question in the chat box. It says that Oluwashola asks that for those of us that have no knowledge about data analytics, how and where do we start from?
So there are a lot of free resources. They cite also who are also going to give you more like a structured learning. You can also follow me on LinkedIn. I'll share the link much later so that you can have more conversations around it. So, but I always advise people before you go and pay for any course, the first thing first is for you to take time and just take your time, go through free YouTube videos, do a lot of your homework and research, right, on that course. So if you're going to start a career in data analytics and you're on this call, there are three tools that I'm going to recommend for you. All right. First, starts with spreadsheets. Understand how to work with spreadsheets. That is the basic of the basics. Don't worry. I like using so that's the basic of the basic of the basic of the basic that you need to understand. So if you understand how to work with spreadsheets, understand how you can work with Google Sheets, that's Excel and Google Sheets, it's fine. Understand because these tools, these sheets are quite big. So make sure that you're learning based on analytics. So if you want to learn Excel for data analysts. So that you don't go and learn Excel for accountant and say Excel is too hard. Learn Excel for data analyst. So when you're done, move on to learning a visualization tool. You can learn Tableau or Power BI. Because I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, so I'm a Microsoft person, I will always tell you to learn Power BI, leave Tableau. So I'm biased. So you already know if you're asking me which is better, Tableau or Power BI. If you like, it's already Power BI. It's like Samsung versus Apple. Which is better? Is Samsung. If you have Apple, please leave this call. So if you don't, once you're done with that, you can now move ahead to learn how to work with databases. So that's SQL. So learn SQL, how to work with databases. Then when you're done with SQL, build projects upon projects. Once you've built 10 to 15 projects, you can go and learn Python. If you don't build 12 to 15 projects with the skills that you've learned in Excel, Power BI, and SQL, don't go and learn Python. Leave Python to bite the people is biting. You understand? So I hope I answered Segra's question.
Yeah, I believe you did. That was well detailed. Thank you very much. Chibuke asked, is data science and data analytics different? Then how and where do one start in the journey of data analytics?
Okay, so is data science and data analytics different? Yes, data science and data analytics are two different careers. They are both in the data space. So one of the persons in data looks at use informations from the past, right, and tries to make decision with it. That's a data analyst. While for the data scientist still use informations from the past and tries to predict the future. So there was a moon last year. I am predicting that this Christmas there will be another moon. That's a data scientist. A data analyst will say, okay, there has always been moon. You get so two of them use the same set of data. So data scientist is more like a progression of what a data analyst does. So a data analyst does something, and then a data scientist builds upon, all right, what an analyst has done. So that's just the difference.
All right, thank you very much. Our last question for the day is I do quite a number of interconnected things. So I keep looking for which skills can overlap or interconnect with others. How do I know which niche of data analysis to specialize in as a graphic designer and a growing animation artist? I would not want to venture into something that I would drop few years later.
First question is a bit tasking. Okay, so I think for Faith, I would ask Faith if you are strong in graphics, you're strong in animation, right? So you're going to fall in the second category of persons. You're basically going to fall into
Please, I didn't catch that. Am I the only one?
opportunities, right? You're going to have leadership opportunities, all right? And those leadership opportunities will require you to be able to use data skills. So a typical example now is that you have a studio, a graphics and animation studio, and you need to be able to give people work, right? You have people working within the studio. You need to have an Excel sheet where you can list out all the client's work and deliverables, that you can use a dashboard to be able to track who delivered on time and who doesn't deliver on time, or how long it takes a particular person to be able to deliver a graphics work. You get. So don't kill your passion for animation. Just learn, understand data literacy, understand how to work, how to collect data, and also understand how to interpret data. I think for you, that is a good one for you. So at the end of the month, you can know how many graphics work you did, how many logos you did, how many branding work you did. At the end of the year, you're able to have these data. And if you're talking to an investor to invest in your business, all right, you can give the investor this number and the person can easily just invest in your business. Then every month, every year, you churn out graphics, you churn out animation, but you cannot really have a data to track the numbers that you've done that year. You get. So I think that should be where you should focus your strength on. I hope I answered Faith's question.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for an insightful section. I am sure I am not the only one that thoroughly enjoyed this section. Thank you so much for that.
Thank
Up
you
next,
so much, Darasimi.
thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you. Up next, we're having Awa Amor, a seasoned product manager who has worked on products that impacted thousands of users globally. Awa will be sharing strategies on building impactful products. Please give him a warm welcome.
My name is Awal, and thanks for the introduction.